This is Portuguese language lessons, the first live training session. And today we're going to talk about por and para, and the pelu, pela, pelush, and pelush. I hope that you can hear me, that you're with me. So I'm just going to run straight through this presentation with you. Okay, so what's the difference here? First of all, I'll give you some examples to give you some context. So let's say you are at the bus station in Porto and you overheard this conversation. Someone said, "Para onde vai este autocarro? Por onde passa?" And the answer was, "Vai para Lisboa, passa por Coimbra." And so if you know a little bit about the geography of Portugal, you'll know that to get from Porto to Lisboa, you can go through Coimbra. So we're using para when we're talking about the final destination, the place where we're going to. And we're using por when we're talking about the intermediary, the by way of, the means of, via. So we can say para is like the final destination, and por by means of and by way of. Okay. And there's more. And mais. So before we can go on to more, we need to check that you're 100% understanding this. So the word the in Portuguese, we've got 4 variations, and it depends on the gender, whether we've got this great masculine or feminine, the number, 1 or more than 1, and of the thing you're talking about. So let's have a look at some examples. The car would be o carro. So we say o carro. Airport, o aeroporto. The house, now that's feminine. So we say a casa. The motorway, a autostrada. Let's go to some plural ones. So here we've got the cars, os carros. Or somewhere in town that might be plural like this could be the post office, literally the couriers or runners, os correios. And a plural feminine could be the houses, as casas. Or in the town you might have the tax office, as finanças. Okay, so that means we can move on to the next thing, which is when we see these words, pelu and pelas, etc. And this is actually a combination of the word por with the word the. So when you want to say by means of the, via the, and we're going to need to take into consideration which kind of the we're going to use, which will depend on the thing that we're talking about, and whether it's masculine, feminine, singular, or plural. So we do this, that's what I call maths. Por plus u becomes pelu. Por plus us becomes pelush. Por plus a is pela. And por plus as, pelas. Okay. So they look quite different, don't they? So this can cause quite a lot of confusion because you might not instantly associate these pelu, pelas, etc. with por. Plus, there's no great indication that we're actually dealing with 2 words here, unlike English or French or other language that use hyphens, apostrophes, to indicate the missing or truncated words. So some examples here. I could say, o autocarro, remember the bus, passa pelo aeroporto. So what I'm meaning is the bus goes via the airport on its way somewhere else. I could say, o elétrico passa pelos correios. So here, elétrico is a tram. And I'm saying it goes past the correios, past the post office. Goes via the post office. I could say, o táxi vai pela autostrada. The taxi goes along the highway, the motorway. Goes via the highway or motorway. And we could have o autocarro again. And this time it could passa pelas finanças. It goes past the finanças, the tax office. Here in Portugal. So there's some examples of where we've got these what we call contractions. Okay, so, okay, agora, let's look a bit more at more examples, because this is where we really get this, by looking at examples in context. If we take all the words completely separate, that's when we get in a puddle. If we look at phrases and context, that's when we get the language much better. So, if we look at this, we've got 4 little dialogues here. I hope that you're hearing this. I've got here que deseja in the cafe, and someone might say para mim café e para o meu marido uma água. So here we're meaning for me, as in it's going to be given to me, or para o meu marido, for my husband, it's going to be given to my husband. The coffee and the water. The second little example here, I've got here 2 friends having a chat. Queria convidar-te para jantar à minha casa dia. Está bem, podemos combinar para sábado. So I'd like to invite you to have dinner at my house one day. Okay, we could arrange for Saturday. So here, para is saying, I want to invite you. Why? What's the purpose? Purpose is in order to have dinner at my house. Para sábado, we could arrange for Saturday. Saturday could be the day, the actual destination day. Another example here. Isto é para quê? É para fazer sumos. So this is someone asking, what's this for? This is for what? It's for making juice. So what's the intended purpose of this? What's it for? Okay, and then the last one. Para onde é que vocês vão? Vamos ao Vamos ao café para tomar café. Queres vir? So, where are you guys going? Literally, to where or for where are you guys going? We're going to the cafe to have a coffee. Do you want to come? So the para here is for where's your final destination in the question, and in the answer we're going to the cafe in order to have a coffee. So we're seeing in English we would use lots of different words or phrases or different ways of saying this. So it really is a case of getting used to the situations, and these are fairly good examples of the kind of situations you get para in. Okay, so now we've got por. So we talked about before the por being the via, like the intermediary, but here's a few more slightly different examples. I could have a little dialogue like this one. Quem fez este bolo? Eu. Este bolo foi feito por mim. So who made this cake? Me. I. This cake was made by me. So I was the way that this cake was made. So if you want to say someone was responsible for doing something, it's por. There. Como é que vais entrar em contato com ela? Não sei. Ou por e-mail, ou por telefone. So how are you going to get in contact with her? I don't know. Either by email or by phone. So this is the way, the method that you get getting in touch with her. So we often use por for this kind of situation. Okay, tá bem? So these are the examples where it can be you can get some logic there. Other times we've just got fixed expressions and we can't really work it out. We've just got to learn that these expressions mean this. So I've taken a few common expressions for you that you would come across. These, I mean, some of them are quite easy. For example. Some of them are more tricky, like por aí. thereabouts approximately. So it could be interesting. I wouldn't try and learn them all in one go. You might have come across them. This might ring some bells for you. Let's just go through them. Por acaso, by chance. Por aí, thereabouts, approximately. Por escrito, in writing. It's quite similar to that. Por email, por telefone. Por exemplo, for example. Por fim, at last. Por isso, for that, therefore, for that reason. Por outro lado, on the other hand, we say on the other hand, lado here they've got side. Por habit, out of habit. Por quê? Why? For what reason? Looking something that's happened, we're looking back something that's happened and therefore it results in something. And then with para, a few more fixed expressions here. Have you come across any? Para sempre, forever, example. Let's go through them. We've got things like para crianças, for children. Like that is the books for children. Livros para crianças. That's the final recipient. Para baixo, para cima, like going down, going up, the movement, giving the idea of movement. Para meu gosto, to my taste, very nice. Para quê? It's similar to the porque, but here we're looking forward. For what reason? Why are you asking me to do this? Para sempre, forever. Bom para comer, good to eat. Ir para casa, go off home, like that's your final destination at the end of the day. Have you heard people say para semana, meaning next week? Até para semana, see you next week. Para o ano, next year. Notice how the para is often very quickly pronounced para. There. Okay, so I hope that you've heard all this. I hope that it's been useful. The video should be here so you can replay it, share it, like it. Any questions, comment, ask underneath. I'll have a go at answering anything. And I've got some little Quizlet sets with por and para. And I'll put them in the comments underneath so you can have a look at those to play about. Okay, bye. Ciao, ciao. Let me